Hello everyone, we are Team 3 and here is our presentation. And my name is Xu Nanzhang.
My name is Yang Shao.
My name is Jin Liu. Our movie is The Company Man. And firstly, let's watch the preview of this movie.
Up, let's go. This is called The Tiger. We do it when we need to get our energy up. Come on, no use sitting around feeling sorry for ourselves. I will win. Why? Because I have faith, courage, enthusiasm. Good.
Anyone want to take a guess at what I shot at the club this morning?
What happened? Somebody die? What's going on?
The company's consolidating divisions. Difficult decisions had to be made in areas where redundancies surfaced.
You're firing me?
3,000 jobs. They were good people, Jim.
Hell, it's a business, not a charity.
I've always told you what I thought, right or wrong, and this is wrong. I'm late for a meeting.
Got one kid in college, another one going in the fall. I won't go back to a factory floor. I'll take an AK-47 to this place first.
Mr. Walker, can I speak to you for a moment? I just got thrown off the course of the club.
You playing golf? You getting your Porsche detailed?
I need to look successful.
Hi, Sally. Thanks for not returning any of my phone calls. If you do return my call, I would love to know why you fired me without any notice.
You cowardly witch. Gee, wonder why she never calls you back.
Feels good, though.
Would you do the honors?
Dear God, please help my dad find a job so he won't be unhappy all the time.
Okay.
You know, things get tough. You could always use some extra help this winter.
Easy work, huh, Bobby? Pretty much like moving cost reports from the inbox to the outbox.
I hate your brother.
We can get through this.
I'm a 37-year-old unemployed loser.
You have Drew and Carson and me. You have me.
We could make something here. Start out with a crazy plan.
Start slow, see if it'll grow. You in?
You should take that job. You're a terrible cop.
Will win. Why? Because I have faith, courage, enthusiasm. I will win!
Today we will introduce the movie The Company Man to you guys. As The Company Man happened in the midst of economic turmoil, and the GTX operation is downsized. Not so much because of the dire needs, but due to the shareholder pressure and necessity to the project succeed. In this movie, the story mainly follows employees who are victims of the downsize measure. Through the CEO's claims, the reactionary pressure pushes them to make the decision. They could not escape from the fact CEOs are terminating and killing their employees. It reeks of the CEO's selfish and self-serving control and even greed. So let's describe the relationship of main characters. There are 5 main characters in this movie. They are baby workers, Phil Woodward, Jim McGregor, Jack Dolan, and James Stranger. Jim was the best friend and partner of James. Phil is the earliest employee of GTX, and at the beginning of the GTX, Phil was a worker in the shipbuilding factory. After working for 40 years, Phil fights for his social status from blue collar to white collar. Bobby Walker was a graduate from the Master of Business Administration program and worked in GTX for 12 years. GTX fired the workers, and his brother-in-law Jack hired him as a cutting purse. Phil could not accept the reality and succeeded in the garage. At last, the CEO James did not hold his company and sells his company with $600 million. Jim decides to start his own shipbuilding business again. He hired the old employee from his department in the GTX. In this movie, we could see different personality and leading models with details.
When talking about leading modules, we may define leadership styles as the patterns of behavior a leader adopts to organize and lead his or her team. We could not say which one is right or wrong style. These styles depend on leader's task and the surrounding people and the situation. Every leading module has its purpose. In other words, leadership behavior is equal to a person with the basic situation. The leading modules reflect how leaders listen employees' options, how to set goals and develop action plans, how to direct others and give them feedback, how to give a reward and punish, and even how to establish personal relations with employees. Furthermore, we will make analysis on the movie rules with leading modules. Our member will explain the leading modules by giving example of main characters' performance in this movie. Bobby Walker, the first around victim of downsizing activities in the GTX enterprise. He was a sales manager in the GTX. The position belongs to middle managers. Bobby has his own leading modules. Although at the beginning of the film, the director arranged Bobby to leave the company, our members observe some details when Bobby is prepared to leave the company. We make a conclusion that Bobby's leading modules is affiliative style. As the affiliative style said, the style is most concerned with promoting positive interactions and team development. That means the primary objective of this style is to create harmony. Another thing happened when Bobby arrived at his office. He plays joke with his members and tries to make the circumstance more free and interesting. This measure to provide the harmony atmosphere for his members. He also shows sympathy to his members when he receives the notice. It reflects that Bobby's place emphasis on addressing employees' personal needs.
Phil Woodward belongs to the media manager too. He works as an ordinary worker in the GTS shipbuilding function. With his 40 years of working, his leader gave his surprise states in the GTS. Through a slide of detail between Phil and Bobby, we could not know that Phil takes the particular style of the leading module. Why do we make sure Phil's style is relied on the permanent object of the Phil's reflection? Based on the words of the Phil Woodward, he could not accept the fact that Bobby left the company. Due to the Bobby promotion achievement in the sales, he believed that the leader of the GTS should build commitment in the loyal employer. When Bobby left the company, Phil felt wrong about his self-situation. In addition, Phil is overcome with the anger and the humility at being an employer because of his advanced age. He did not have advanced management knowledge, and even the central office gave his advice on his resume.
Before leaving GTX, June's leading module is supporting styles, which characterized by high relationships and low task behavior. The leader encourages participation, consult with followers, and facilitate decision making. In new company, June's leading module is interesting style, reflect a low content for both tasks and relationships. This leader provides little direction or support because complete responsibilities for decision and their implementation is turned over the follower.
Now we will make announce on the biggest leader in the movie, the CEO of the GTS, James Cylinder. Viewers at the first viewer ought to make sure the permanent object of the James Cylinder. What he cares is his self-interest, not social responsibility. What James did is management, not leadership. Good leadership springs from a genuine caring from a work and a genuine concern for other people. The process of manager generally encourages emotional distance. But leadership means being emotionally concerned to others. Where there is a leadership, people become part of a community and feel that they are contributing to something worthwhile. Wellness managers mean provide answers and solve problems. Leadership requires the courage to admit mistakes and doubts, to listen and to trust and learn from others. The GEMS is the direction style reflects a high content for tasks and low content for people and relationships. The leader provides details objectively and explains interests and about how tasks should be accomplished. It is interesting in the movie, Bobby's brother-in-law is totally different from the James cylinder. He leads his worker in a coaching module. It's a unicorn in the leading module. The characters need a professional skill. Jack's coaching leaders is based on a high corners from both relationship and the task. With the approach, the leader both provides task instruction and personal support, explain the discussion, and give followers a chance to ask questions and get clear about the work task.
As the movie shows, nobody is immune to the effects of this economic force. Huge companies can be downsized, brought up, distinted, and disappear. There is no security, there is no reward and loyalty, and while thousands of workers lose their job, corporate executives, that is, these who actually own these companies, pay themselves millions of dollars. In the movie, we could not evaluate anybody's leading roles. They have different promote goals based on their primary goals. They have red modules to achieve their goals. For the functional protection, the CEO and human resource officer belongs to task leadership, task-oriented behavior, and specifically accomplish a group goal.
However, James and his followers observed the rules of processing leadership. Process leadership behaviors maintain interpersonal relations in a group and facilitate a climate satisfying to member and conduction to the economy pushing the group's tasks. Obviously, offering encouragement is a leadership behavior aimed at increase their self-esteem of group member and raising their hope, confidence, and wish. Improving the morale of the group can increase cohesiveness, members satisfied, and productivity.
And according to the Hersey situational leadership model, the leaders in this movie could be summarized as two styles. For Jack, he owns a starting-out business. At the orientation stage of development, the leading model is classified into the tidying style, and the tidying style performs the high tasks and high relationships. On the other hand, for the mature enterprise, the model of leadership allows to more optimized and participating and delegating styles are more effective. Through James' pursued low relationship, the high relationship may support the long-term development of the enterprise.